Let's bring it back to the studio now, and TRT World Turkey Analyst Yusuf Erim can join us to speak further about this. You know, I want to go back to yesterday, as we were just speaking with Ahmet there. Saudi has gone back to making this sound as if it were some kind of accident. And then we heard Mevlut Çavuşoğlu, the foreign minister, come out and say, no, you cannot have it both ways. You've already admitted that this was premeditated. What is the Saudi strategy, do you think? Are they just trying to drag this out longer, still hoping that somehow this can just leave the public memory?
I think they're trying to drag it out and cause confusion. The more chaos, the more the facts are blurred, and the more the public opinion and the attention of the public is disrupted, the better of a chance they have of distancing the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman from this. But when we look at this from a logical standpoint, and we see the 15 people, their positions inside Saudi Arabia, we see that they're very top-level intelligence officers and members of the military. And for something like this to be orchestrated and for this operation to take place in a consulate, in a diplomatic area, the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, it doesn't make sense, this operation happening without Mohammed bin Salman himself approving this.
Right. Now, they may want it out of public memory, but as we're seeing from these live pictures here, there are hundreds of people attending this symbolic ceremony today. These are funeral prayers being held, yet they still have not found a body to mourn over. How important is it for those who care about Jamal Khashoggi and want to see justice in his case to keep this case alive by, for example, holding a funeral ceremony like this today?
It's very important. The most important part is actually retrieving the body. It's not just important in Islam to have the body with a proper funeral procession. It's important in all major religions of the world. Giving someone a proper burial in their last rites is one of the most basic principles of any religion, a proper sending off. And keeping this pressure on Saudi Arabia, constantly asking for the body after every major Saudi announcement, narrative change, is the best way to be able to actually recover him and give peace to the family and give peace to his loved ones and the Muslims all over the world who would like to see Jamal Khashoggi sent off the right way.
Okay. We're actually looking at some of the pictures now. We were seeing pictures in Fatih, but it's important to note as well that there are other also ceremonies underway in Saudi. Mm-hmm. Tell us about those.
Well, there's ceremonies underway in Saudi too, but who's attending, what type of commemoration it's going to be, that's questionable, because we saw his son's visit Mohammed bin Salman and King Salman a couple weeks ago, but you could tell from the looks on their faces that it was a forced visit. It just didn't look natural. And to what level the Saudis who love and care about Jamal Khashoggi can actually come out and pay their respects in a free and independent way in Saudi Arabia is very, very questionable.
Right. I'm wondering if you can look at these. We're seeing some of the live pictures. Unfortunately, I'm not sure you have best access to these pictures, but I was hoping you could go through some of the more prominent people attending today and how much it means to have these prominent people attending to make sure that this case stays in the public focus and that justice is served for Jamal Khashoggi.
It's very important to have prominent people there, because these are the people that are applying the pressure internationally on Saudi Arabia, and these are the people that are keeping this in the media so justice can be served with this pressure, forcing Saudi Arabia to actually come through with confessions. Now, we're seeing the Fatih Mosque right now, and then afterwards we're going to see the congregation line up into rows as the normal funeral procession, the funeral prayer procession will begin.
Right. That empty table we're seeing there, actually, that is supposed to resemble Jamal Khashoggi. Obviously, they won't have a body for a proper casket. So this table, I'm being told, is what they've erected to replace the body that they do not have. It's also so important. We have dozens of members of the international press there, Yusuf. As we said, you know, it is so important for the friends and family and for those internationally who do not want anyone getting away with the murder of a prominent journalist and Saudi dissident. It is so important for the media as well to stay focused on this story until justice is carried out.
Definitely, the media has been the major driver of this investigation, helping, like I said before, put pressure on Saudi Arabia. We've seen Saudi Arabia confess as Turkey has dripped out evidence, and this leaking of Turkish evidence coupled with media pressure has been able to get a murder confession without finding a body. So this was very, very important for the Saudis to confess, because when we look at the case, we don't have a body, and it could have still been treated as a missing person without a Saudi confession. Now, we've heard a lot about these audio cassettes, so we also heard that Turkish media last night and this morning are reporting a second round of audio cassettes. Now, sources confirm that these audio cassettes actually have a premeditation, these 15 people plotting and distributing duties amongst themselves. Chronologically, in the order of events, supposedly this second set of audio tapes is before the moment of murder. So this is very important. Will this be leaked out? How much of this are we going to get to hear? How much of this is going to be part of the case? Is going to be very, very important. Of course, they're analyzing the authenticity of everything, who's on the cassette. So it's taking a lot of time, but I believe once these are leaked out to the public, they will be very, very damning.
Right.